the points L, M, and N are such that LMN is a straight line. I'm going to draw that. Oh, this is a calculator paper. Not that we need to have a calculator for this. You might like it with your negative numbers. Oh my goodness, it's got a ratio in it as well. Let's see how we do. Right. This is my line. I've got a point L. Oh, it's an L. M. I don't know where M is along. I'm going to put it just here, but it doesn't matter for what you're doing. If I've read down the page and I've got a good idea, but it might not be there. It's just a sketch. I've got coordinates that are different here. They're not there. It's not a vertical line. I'm still going to use them, but you might, there's not a lot of space here, but you might want to sketch this out. I quite like sketching it out when it's different coordinates, but I'm going to work it this way. M is 4, 9. Given that LM and MN are in the ratio 2 to 3. I just looked there. It is a 4-mark question. It's really involved. They're giving you such a small space. You can ask for extra paper in an exam. And this question, I might use an extra sheet of paper. Let's see how I get on, but I might use the space down here as well. Given that LM and MN are 2 to 3. So this is 2 movements, and this here is 3. I need to find out what the movement is between here and here. And I'm actually going to use vectors because I'm going from this point to this point. Vectors, doesn't matter. I need to find the difference. How much does the X move from here to here? So what I'm doing is I'm starting off with -3, and then I'm moving to 4. How much am I moving? The actual calculation is an add. I'm taking -3. If I had a number line, this would be -3, and I'm going to 4. What's the difference? What am I getting here? And I'm actually moving in a positive direction because I'm going from negative to positive. I'm going to add 7. So my X adds 7, going from L to M. My Y goes from 1 to 9. Now, what I'm actually doing here is I can't add them. It's the movement. -3, add. No, it's not. No, it's not. Let's go back. The answer is 7, but what we're actually doing is a subtract because it's difference. Sorry, that was confusing. Right, I'm going from 4. I want to find the difference. So that's my highest. That's where I'm heading to. And I'm going to subtract -3 to get to 7. You can look at it like this and work it out on here. This is the calculation I'm doing, but that gets confusing when I'm going from 9 to 1. I'm looking at the difference. This now, the difference is 8. So I'm going to do the 9, the largest number, and I'm going to subtract 1, which gets me to 8. So I've moved between my X and my Y here. I've moved 7 in the X direction positively, and I've gone from 1 to 9, so I've gone up 8 in this direction. Ooh. This is 2 steps. This is 2 steps. I need to work it in the ratio of 2 to 3. Now, you might, I'm going to do boxes. I like boxes for ratio. This 2 for my X's is 7. So each of those boxes for my X's is 3.5. This is my X's. So 3 multiplied by 3.5. 10.5. So this X, no, this is the movement. I'm sure there's a simpler way of doing it. This is the movement of going from x here to n the x here. So I'm going 4 and I'm adding 10.5, which gives me 14.5. Don't be worried that you've got a decimal. It is worth double checking it, but because we've got that 3, we've divided by 2, and that is an odd number, we're going to have a decimal when we take it back to 1, and then we multiply it up to 3. We're going to do the same with this 8. So 2 to 3, when this is 8, means I've got 4 and 4 in here. So this is 12. I'm taking that's 9 and I'm adding 12 is 21. Okay, so the answer is 14.5 multiplied by 21. If I lost you, I do apologise. It's a tricky question. I didn't work it through beforehand. I'm going to have a think about it and see if there's a better way of doing this. It's tricky. It's got ratio in it, it's got coordinates, it's a straight line. It is a tricky question. You are given 4 marks. If you can get any points here about finding the differences between the x's and the y's, this would give you 1 mark here. Starting to do something with ratio, knowing that the 7 is the 2 rather than the whole thing. You're not dividing the 7 by 5 like you often do with ratio, and it's the total. It is tricky. It is a very tricksy question. Well done if you tried it and you got any of these stages, any of these numbers, the 7, the 10.5, 14.5, 12, 21. These numbers would all give you the chance at marks. And obviously the coordinate at the end would give you the final accuracy mark.